In today's Football Fix, we've got massive Pep Guardiola news, some incredible transfer rumours, and a lot more. So we start off with the Lyon president, John Textor, talking about Ryan Cherki, who has been linked to many clubs for the last few years. They say that they lost out on 15 mil from his sale last summer, but because of how he's done this year, his value is now way higher. We did a story yesterday talking about Lyon and their financial problems, so he may end up leaving for considerably less or for free, worst case scenario. Nations League games tonight for some of the big nations, and Victor Kerkez continues his ridiculous season. He scored again tonight for Sweden and actually managed to get an assist as well. 5 goals, 4 assists in 5 games in the Nations League now. 28 goals, 8 assists in 23 games this season. Unbelievable player. Now a humbling story. We've got Ruud van Nistelrooy. After his short stint as Manchester United interim manager, he has now applied for the vacant Coventry City managerial job. A very harsh dismissal for their prior manager a couple of weeks ago. The vacancy is still there. Van Nistelrooy has got suitors from multiple clubs, including potentially, and rumoured to be, some Premier League clubs if they were to select their managers, but he has applied to Coventry. Cristiano Ronaldo news. He is now officially the most international wins in football history player, overtaking Sergio Ramos, who previously had 131 international wins. Ronaldo now has 132 after his show last night for Portugal, and he is getting ever so closer to that 1,000 goal mark, which is just absolutely incredible. Just one of the greats of the sport in all of history. Followed by some incredibly sad news. We had a similar story to this for a young Real Madrid up-and-coming star a few days ago. Aston Villa Academy player Miles Sona has decided to retire from football at the age of 22 due to back-to-back ACL injuries. We've seen a couple of players actually manage to get through this in their career, but it's not normally at that young an age. Eder Militao has actually recently had his second ACL. Will he come back from that? We don't know, but really sad to see this kind of thing to a young up-and-coming player. Now we have some transfer news. West Ham and Everton are trying to sign Tariq Lamptey from Brighton, and Liverpool are attempting to sign Milos Kerkez from Bournemouth. Had a very good season so far and could be set to replace Andy Robertson. A big money move that might be in the works this summer is that Arsenal are reportedly ready to bid 90 million euros to sign Rafinha from Barcelona, who has been in incredible form under Hansi Flick, was potentially leaving for Saudi in the summer and wasn't really in form, wasn't liked by the fan base. He has completely turned things around. This would be a huge signing if Arsenal pull it off. After reports of Pogba potentially training in Miami whilst he waited for a new club, it is now coming out that he is likely to train at Man United's Carrington training facilities whilst he waits for a new club. It's not going to be Manchester United, but it could well be something European, so training in that climate, I guess, makes a bit more sense. And speaking of Man United, Leroy Sané would prefer to move to London and Arsenal if he does leave Germany rather than joining the Red Devils. Whereas Leverkusen are weighing up January moves to Fulham's Joachim Andersen and Chelsea's Benoit Badiashile. Andersen would be very expensive considering Fulham did just bring him back to the club, so I'm not sure that one will go through. Badiashile not getting as much game time under Maresca and not thought of as highly could be a good sale for Chelsea. 2 pieces of Barcelona transfer news. Their first and main priority this target summer is apparently Nico Williams. They did try and get him in the summer last gone, but could not manage it. They apparently want him again. However, they're also looking at another incredible winger. Potentially, if they cannot get a hold of Nico Williams, they will be looking for Kvicha Kvaratskhelia. There are going to be many clubs, PSG especially, that have been heavily rumoured that will want to get Kvicha off of Napoli's books. In our final bit of transfer news today, Manchester United will face competition from Union Berlin if they are set to sign Leon Goretzka, who is being frustrated with his situation at Bayern Munich, not getting anywhere near as much game time under Tuchel and now Vincent Kompany. And today's main story, the final one we're looking at today, is that Pep Guardiola has supposedly reached an agreement in principle over a 12-month contract extension with Manchester City. We reported a couple of days ago that they were hopeful that during the international break, that is when they could tie Pep down to an extra year or two at the club. There were rumours that he was either only going to sign a 3+ year deal or leave. However, this does go against those previous rumours, so it will be interesting to see if this does get finalised over the next coming days. But that is it for today's video. Subscribe and like if you enjoyed. Goodbye.